larger. We're going to keep that on the bottom of the screen just so y'all can know who I'm with. You feel me? Sometimes you got to let people know who you with, but I am objective as much as I can be. All right, so let's get to this post. It says most people are like robots. So this is, and just so y'all know, we're going to start off most shows with an OG elevate. All right, it's the same thing that we've been doing, but we just want to actually focus and make sure that we're super intentional about starting off the show with something that is going to elevate our minds, elevate where we are. And like everything, we want to get to a point where we are getting closer and closer to becoming the best versions of ourselves. We're living in our purpose and chasing that purposeful abundance, living in that purposeful abundance, not chasing it. So therefore, this is the one for today. So most people are like robots. Millions of people never analyze themselves. Mentally, they are mechanical products of the factory of their environment, preoccupied with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, working and sleeping, and going here and there to be entertained. They don't know what or why they are seeking, nor why they never realize complete happiness and lasting satisfaction. By evading self-analysis, people go on being robots conditioned by their environment. True self-analysis is the greatest art of progress. I saw this and I thought it was dope. I was immediately moved because what it screams out to me is accountability. That's what it screams out to me. And we've spoken a lot over the last month on the importance of constructive criticism. And all of these things center around us being able to take a step away from us looking from the inside out and being able to look from the outside at ourselves internally so we can evaluate where we can improve in certain areas, where we may have been wrong, where we may have been right, just different things. It's very important for us to always self-analyze. No different in sports. What happens in sports or what happens on the job? After a game, what do? You get a report of how you did, right? Your coaches give you a report. So now they're analyzing you. But unless you actually analyze yourself and decide to actually, okay, this is what coach said on this play where I messed up on or I could do better on. Let me look at the tape. Let me actually observe it. So therefore I can accept it, understand it, and then move forward in getting better. No different than on the job. On the job, don't they do like yearly reviews? And even I think they do yearly reviews where you review your managers and bosses and stuff like that. Obviously, you got to be a little careful with that. But the point is, if we do not look at ourselves and analyze ourselves, then we're always, and maybe that's, now that I'm thinking about it, like in real time, maybe that's why society is where it is right now. Because think about it. We live in a society where everything is, no, you're fine just the way you are. You're amazing the way you are. You should be accepted the way you are. So therefore, we get away from actually the most powerful tool that we can have to bring about change, and that's self-analyzing ourselves. Everybody can do it. Unless you're just too perfect or you think life is just amazing right now and you don't need to change anything, then to each their own. But what you're doing is you're placing a ceiling over your head as far as your growth. And that's something that we should never do. So what are y'all thoughts when you hear the words? And I'm going to read a couple of the words again, because when she said that we're like robots, mentally they are mechanical products of the factory of their environment. How many times do we hear that people are products of their environment? How many times do we hear people are products of their environment? And Queez wrote rain though. All right, so y'all got a little rain. All right, so now I'm feeling better. Sorry. But how many times do we hear that people are products of their environment? Why should we be a victim, a product, whatever word that you want to describe it as, of our environment? We should be able to look at ourselves, no matter what environment we are in, and analyze how we can either move to a better environment. Since if we're going to be products of our environment, then okay, that means we need to make sure that we are in the best environment for us to flourish. So therefore, there's certain things that we need to analyze within ourselves so we can go from where we are right now to the next opportunity. All right. So that's how I'm looking at it. Hopefully y'all got something from that as well. Did I need to highlight anything else? Oh yeah. And think about the things that we're preoccupied with, because that's another thing that spoke to me. We're preoccupied and fixated. And I hate to, one of the things, all right, I'm not going to make it about not eating meat. I promise you, I'm not going to make it about that. But one of the things, and maybe Ja, actually, you can chime in here. But when I speak to a lot of people about fasting, and one of the greatest things that they say is they end up having a lot more like they free up space in their minds when they're not consumed on, oh, what am I going to eat for breakfast? After you eat breakfast, it's like, okay, do a little work. What am I eating for lunch? Then what am I eating for dinner? Our days are fixated on what we're eating. And one of the things that the benefits that comes with fasting is us not worrying about those particular things, us not thinking about it, us not being consumed by just the daily day-to-day activities that have become our norms, as far as us just going through the day based on what's the next meal. So it's a lot of things that I think we can analyze this with, even when he says working and sleeping and going here and there to be entertained. What controls us? What excites us through the day? What pushes us? What inspires us? All these different questions can lead to us self-analyzing ourselves. Because once we know what we're excited about throughout the day, what gets us going, the things that we're looking forward to, if we can self-analyze and be honest with ourselves and say, is this getting me to my goal, or is this preventing me from getting me to my goal? If we can be real black and white with it, then it may open up some doors for us, or open up um, a certain part of our brain that allows us to get to where it is that we'd like to get to. So let's not be robots. Let's not be robots. The difference between humans and robots is we are able to adapt. We are able to, adapt to situations. We are able to critically think, all these different things. If not, we're just robots. We're just robots. So let's bring this down for a second. All right, real quick. See, Josh said facts. Yeah, I be paying attention, Josh. All right, so I got it. So on the bottom of the screen, and then I promise you, well, I may change it. I may change it. So this is a quick lesson, and I promise you I won't spend more than 2 minutes on it with Drake. I'm realizing more and more that with greatness